is entering.
Now for the starting lineup for Orangeville Prep. Number 0, Jefferson Koulibaly. Number 3, Shamar Rapin Mays. Number 5, Tyrese Samuel. Number 11, Matthew Alexander Moncrief. And number 15, Joe Jones. Head coach for Orangeville Prep is Tony McIntyre. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as you are able for the playing of our national anthem. Tip off in 3 minutes.
Welcome into today's game. I'm Ryan Siegel, joined here with Anthony Gallo. A very exciting 1-4 matchup. Orangeville Prep coming in 19-1 on the season, up against 4th-ranked Thornlea. We just experienced one heck of a game earlier, but that doesn't matter anymore. We're going into a 1v4 matchup with 7 BioSteel All-Canadian players within it. Let's start off with you, Anthony. You were watching the Thornlea game yesterday. How did that one go?
It was textbook on Thornlea's part. You know, it was their coach Hannah Makos is so good with reserving the minutes for his guards. The backcourt of Thornlea and Barthélemy and McNeely is just unreal. And the key to the game for Thornlea today is those guys got to get going big. But also for Orangeville, you know, they're not as deep as Thornlea, but the collection of talent is just unreal.
Oh yeah, some of the best Canadian players on Orangeville, and they took care of business yesterday. Although their team facing them hung around for about 25 to 30 minutes, it never really looked in doubt like Orangeville was going to give it away. Joe Jones started off with a little bit of foul trouble and was handicapped for the majority of the game, only playing about 20 minutes. But I expect a very interesting game between these two teams. They're going to have to change my mind.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think that Orangeville, obviously going in right now, is the favorite at 18-1. But that one loss on their schedule is from Thornlea back in November. Obviously, Thornlea did win in November, but then the very next game, Orangeville did hand them a loss. So it'd be interesting to see. I talked about the backcourt of Thornlea, but really it's their big guys, as in Telford and Radikash, has got to get it done down low, especially with Joe Jones.
Joe Jones, one of the best big men in all of Ontario. He's really going to get going early. We saw it yesterday over the first 3 or 4 minutes before he picked up his second foul. He was just getting it on the boards, absolutely out-muscling their opponents, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to stay as physical against this physical Thornlea team. These two teams match up very well.
And here's a crazy stat for Orangeville. Three of their players are in the top 5 in field goal percentage. Giovanni Scott at 58%, Joe Jones at 62%, and Ben Hendricks at 62%. They shoot the ball well and very efficiently.
And just moments away from tip-off as we see both teams take the floor. The tip-off will feature DeMardial Richardson up against Tyrese Samuel as we get this game underway from the Mattamy Athletic Center, downtown Toronto. Ball controlled by Shamar Rathon Mays.
Mays leads the OSBA in assists at 6.9 assists per game.
Koulibaly, he had a pretty solid game last night, and I'm sure he'll want to get back on the score sheet in a similar fashion as we see a pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound, Cassius McNeely.
Good contest that time by Thornlea.
And the ball being swung around, taken to the hoop. McNeely back on the inside. Good take, unable to finish. Joe Jones with the rebound.
Yeah, it's tough for Bartholomew to go up there amongst the trees with Jones and Samuel.
And Rathon Mays orchestrating his team right now.
This is the matchup to watch today, Bartholomew and Mays.
Now Mays working around the screen. Spot up jump, block shot. But offensive rebound, Joe Jones puts it up, no good. Another rebound by Cassius McNeely.
Yeah, Cassius McNeely, 2-time All-Canadian. Talked with him yesterday, very confident that no one can stop them.
And Orangeville plays with a lot of pace. We see Mays take it up, he gets fouled, and he'll have a chance to put the first points on the board today. Now Shamar heading to the free throw line. He was on the all-academic OSBA team this year. So not just basketball smarts, but smarts in the classroom, which we do emphasize a lot in this league.
May is a great all-around player as well, averaging 13 points per game, about 5 rebounds, and of course, like I said earlier, leads the OSBA in assists at 6.9.
And Mays gets his team on the board first. Bartholomew now. Swings it over McNeely. McNeely pulls up, in and out. Another rebound. Matthew Alexander Moncrief, one of the best Canadian talents in the country, taking the ball up, losing possession but kicking it out. The three no good. McNeely offensive rebound. Can't get that one to fall. Now Keyshawn Bartholomew kicking it around. McNeely with it. Wide open three, it chooses not to take it. An offensive rebound put back, sloppy play by Thornlea, but it works out.
Good job by Sarandran to work hard on the glass there. That's what you got to do. You have to have the extra effort placed today against this Orangeville Prep team. Of course, the best high school team in all of Canada.
And Sarandran going to be a very big X factor against one of the best rebounding teams. He's 5th in the OSBA on rebounding with 9.3 a game.
Samuel starting off cold here.
And neither of these teams being able to find the bottom of the rim often, as we see a foul right at half court, a very careless foul, might I add.
I was going to say, a very silly foul there by Tyrese Samuel, a huge part of this team. You know, you don't want to get into early foul trouble here. It is only one. You want to pump the brakes on being worried about it, but Tyrese Samuel, again, an All-Canadian this year.
And Tyrese Samuel heading to Seton Hall last year. He committed in November 27th of last year, so he's known his direction for quite some time now as we see a foul on the inside. We'll We'll see Cassius McNeely heading to the line.
McNeely, a two-time All-Canadian. And of course, about a month ago, he competed overseas, not overseas, I should say, over the border with Basketball Without Borders in Charlotte at the All-Star Game, along with Alexander Moncrief.
And Seton Hall today, upsetting number 23 ranked Villanova. Definitely will be getting a spark when he's heading over there.
Here we go, Victor Radikash into the game, a key factor for this Thornlea team. The first two matchups they faced each other in November, he was not a part of the team, and he's been doing some great damage since he's joined the team.
And Radikash transferred from BC McMath Secondary School. He won a silver medal with the U16s in the FIBA Americas Championship back in 2017 up in Argentina. Not just a basketball player, he's also a high jumper. We see Orangeville with the ball once again. Matthew Alexander Moncrief pulls up. This one no good. Rebound, Kayshawn Bartholomew.
Great closeout defense so far early in this first quarter by the Thornlea Thunder.
And Radikash getting the first touch of the game. Here we see him with the ball. Swung around, late shot clock, deflected ball. Watch out, highlight reel. Matthew Alexander, Tyree Samuel with the jam.
Tyree Samuel there. Orangeville getting a quick steal and getting in transition, turning it into easy buckets.
We're going to see a lot more dunks from this Orangeville team. Victor Radikash kicks it out to Bartholomew. Bartholomew looking to go isolation. Puts the shot up, no good. Offensive rebound, easy work. Jamal Telford right on the doorstep.
Jamil Telford with the finish.
Telford going to be a big X factor in this game. One of the few guys on Thornlea that can match the height and strength of the Orangeville prep team.
And Telford picking up the first foul of the game. Careless away from the ball foul.
Yeah, both teams with 2 fouls apiece so far, not halfway through this first quarter yet.
A great kick out, extra pass. In and out, no good. Tyree Samuel off on that one. Now Thornlea looking to break, pull-up jumper. This one off the front of the rim. Jefferson Koulibaly now. And the referee stopping play to reset the shot clock. Five minutes into this one, only 6-3. And we'll see Mike Dominguez checking in for the first time today for Thornlea. Erthon Mays coughs it up. Thornlea looking to break. Extra pass. Good pump fake. Pull up. No good. And rebound, Matthew Alexander Moncrief. Koulibaly working on the moves. Back to Moncrief. Over to Koulibaly, working the two-man game. Tosses it up, looking for the foul. No such luck.
Sarandran, 9.3 rebounds per game on the year. That's 5th ranked in all of OSBA.
And now Telford with the mid-range jumper. That's good.
Beautifully done that time. 2 dribbles in the lane. Fades away on that jump shot.
That's a textbook jumper there. Thornlea with an 8-3 lead early on. Now Erthon Mays kicks it over. Matthew Alexander Moncrief, couple steps, and a blocking foul. So Matthew Alexander Moncrief will head to the line now.
This is the start you wanted for Thornlea, though. They're playing at their pace right now. Seems as though, but you know what? Orangeville is getting good shots. They're just not making them. And of course, Giovanni Scott being inserted to the game, 20 points per game, 7.5 rebounds. Definitely their catalyst. Coming off the bench gives them some parity from the starters and the bench, of course.
Definitely the spark plug as we see DeMar Dial Richards check into this one for Thornlea.
The crazy thing is, back at FIBA's in the summer, I got a chance to watch Giovanni Scott play, and he was really the last man on the bench for that Canada team. And he is arguably the best player in all of OSBA this year. Of course, Kobe Elvis got the MVP, but from pure talent-wise, my pick would be Giovanni Scott.
Yeah, Kobe Elvis tearing up the league this year, averaging over 30 points per game. Really the catalyst for that Southwest team during the regular season.
Good cut.
Great pass on the inside. Radikaj unable to finish at the rim, but he'll head to the line for a couple of free throws.
That could come back to haunt them, missed free throws, especially against this Orangeville prep team.
Yeah, Orangeville not playing particularly great over the first 6 minutes, but as we saw yesterday, they can turn it on at just about any point in time.
I was just going to say yesterday, they had a slow start, but they were able to come back and convincingly beat Central Tech.
Here's Joe Jones.
Giovanni Scott, they're not going to count that bucket. It looked like he picked up his dribble that time. Questionable call. We're going to call it on the floor. See here, like I said earlier in the game, Cassius McNeely back into the game, short rest, and Bartholomew on the bench. Coach Hanna Makos does a great job of spreading out the minutes with his two-star guards.
See Justice Parenthis now, swings the ball around. Giovanni Scott pulls up from deep, line it up and knock it down. Giovanni Scott. Cassius McNeely running the offense. Over to Mike Dominguez.
Another backdoor cut by Radikash. Oh, beautiful play by McNeely. See that? I want to see McNeely get more involved in the paint. You know, he's got a sweet stroke from the outside, but Cassius McNeely is a strong, tall guard. He can get into the lane and get his own shot at any time.
Yeah, Cassius McNeely, one of the players being highlighted today. A lot of interest from Virginia Tech, as well as interest from Georgia Tech, Maryland, and Wisconsin. And his father, Jay McNeely, Coach of the Year on the Seneca Sting in the OCAA. But unfortunately for him, his team finished 4th in the tournament just a week ago.
Yep, and my alma mater, Niagara Knights, ended up getting the bronze. Of course, congratulations to the Sheridan Bruins for getting the gold medal and the Humber Hawks for getting the silver. But you know what? Last year, Seneca did win all of the OCAA championships and the national championships, and I had the pleasure of calling that tournament at Niagara College as we hosted it. So congratulations, and his son is clearly a product of his knowledge.
Yeah, big basketball family for sure. As the ball swung around, wide open three. No good, back rim. Offensive rebound. Here's another one. Tyrese Samuel, pump fake, and he jams it down. Tyrese Samuel, rock the rim.
That's what makes Tyrese Samuel so deadly, is his jump shot. So people have to close out on him. Puts up the shot fake and heads to the rim with one dribble.
Now Tyrese Samuel, we were talking about him accepting the Seton Hall offer, but he received at least 10 scholarships offers from different schools throughout the states. As we see that Orangeville starting to break out. Rathon Mays puts it up. And he'll get fouled. It looks like it will be a shooting foul. So 10 minutes into just about 10 minutes into this game, and two teams really competing on the defensive end. What have you liked from either side thus far?
I really like how Thornlea is playing at the pace, but Orangeville's starting to get going. Orangeville just wasn't making open shots. You know, they're too talented to miss those shots. So I think this game has potential to come down to the wire, but Thornlea's got to keep their foot on the pedal.
And a quick outlet pass, trying to spark the offense early for Thornlea. Surindon, mid-range jumper, off the front of the rim. And Tyrese Samuel taking it the other way. Finds Rathon Mays inside the post. Joe Jones, easy finish from the big man. I think those are his first bucket points of the game. And Cassius McNeely works it on the inside. Back to McNeely. Good move from McNeely, loses the ball.
Gotta put it up.
And there's McNeely from mid-range. Air ball from McNeely.
Surprising miss. He's got that in his arsenal as well. But, you know, the pressure was on. Shot clock winding down. 1:35 left, and it's been a pretty low-scoring game for both of these teams, you know, high-scoring teams. A little surprising here, but when two giants meet, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of emphasis on the defensive end thus far from both teams.
Silly turnover that time by Tyrese Samuel.
And Tyrese Samuel, second team All-OSBA this season. He's really had a great year and just a great basketball career up to this point. As we see Justice Parenthis D'ing up right at half court. The ball being swung around. We see a difficult shot taken. Did it hit rim? Apparently so, but Orangeville with the rebound. Rathon Mays working it on the inside to Joe Jones once again. Jones always with a favorable matchup down low. He gets it to fall once again. Joe Jones, 4 points in this one.
Boy, I would not want to go against that guy.
Quick jumper, off front rim, no good. Few guys scrapping for it, but Tyrese Samuel comes up with it. Quick outlet pass, Justice Parenthis. Rathon Mays slows it down. Rathon Mays, alley-oop!
A little too far on the alley-oop that time for Tyrese Samuel. Oh.
Joe Jones with the rejection at the other end. Absolutely denying.
Yeah, that time Bartholomew tried to get into the lane that time, and Joe Jones, great hustle with the rejection.
And Cassius McNeely, low shot clock, 10 seconds left, works it inside the paint, takes the contact, offensive rebound, put up, no good. Jones with another one. They only got 2 seconds to put it up. Rathon Mays for three. He beats the buzzer! Shamar Rathon Mays hits the three and sends his team into the second quarter, 17-10.
Talk about a confidence booster at the end of the quarter, heading into the second. Beautifully done that time by Mays to beat the shot clock.
And Rathon Mays, one of the most down-to-earth, talented players. Fans, be sure to follow the OSBA, Ontario SBA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for news and highlights, and subscribe to OSBA TV on YouTube for live games, highlights, and exclusive interviews from Ontario basketball.
What a first quarter that was. Great turnaround from Orangeville. They found their swag midway through that first quarter and held Thornlea really scoreless through the last 3 minutes there. We look for Coach Hanamakos to make an adjustment here. And the thing is, Orangeville did it most of the quarter without Giovanni Scott.
And we're gonna have to turn down the volume at certain points throughout the game for copyright issues with YouTube. So every song that's made before 2010, I'd say, we can keep playing through, keep talking through, but any of the new stuff like Drake and Future, we're gonna have to sign off so that the OSBA stream can stay on YouTube.
It's important the content stays on.
As we see a few Ridley players exit stage right.
What a great game that was. Very controversial. Rematch of last year's finals, but you know what? TRC deserved that. Playing with heavy hearts as well with Sabri Phillip, obviously hospitalized with that brutal and gruesome ankle injury. And I had a chance to interview Adam Francolini after the game, and you know, the last question I asked him, "You got any words for your boy Sabri?" He said, "You know what? Just get better." And it's great to see. It's great to see brothers like that play their hearts out for their teammate.
And players all around the OSBA, not just friends, but family. And we saw something similar when Thorn Mays tweeted out or retweeted something that the OSBA tweeted yesterday, saying to get better, Sabri Phillips. And that just shows that they're competitors on the floor and they're friends off it. As we start the second quarter. And a three, this one coming up short. Rebound, Justice Parentis. Quick outlet pass, Matthew Alexander Moncrief. Now Rathan Mays. He'll swing it around, working the ball. Joe Jones on the inside.
This is a mismatch right there. Jones is just too strong. Radikash has the size, but Jones is just a different animal down there with the strength.
Joe Jones bullying just about every player throughout the OSBA this season. It's pretty much an automatic mismatch with this guy.
Nearly a walking double-double, averaging 12 points and 9.1 rebounds per game on the year.
And Surendran getting it in. No good. Offensive rebound. Can't get the putback to fall. Jones with the rebound.
Lots of contact that time. No call.
And Matthew Alexander Moncrief thinking of it, decides to pull it back. Rathan Mays takes it to the rim. No good on the finish. And here we go the other way. And a good finish by Keishon Bartholomew. He'll pick up the foul, heading to the line.
Great body control in the air that time by Keishon Bartholomew. Feeling the contact as well on the fast break.
And a really good job from Bartholomew, taking it right into Tyree Samuel, essentially eliminating the shot blocker.
Completes a 3-point play that time, making it a 5-point game. Or beg your pardon, still a 6-point game here.
And Justice Parentis with the blow-by, takes the contact. He'll head to the line for a couple of his own.
That's a tough call that time. Looked like Radikash had his hands up, but I think they're going to call that one on Surendran. Yep.
Now Parentis, 5th in the OSBA with 2.1 steals per game. He's a very pesky guy on the defensive end, always getting into it, gives 100% on both sides of the floor whenever he's out there. He'll cash in on the second one. And here's Jamal Telford, working it around to Surendran. Good pass. The shot's up, in and out. Joe Jones with yet another rebound. And here's Rathan Mays.
For Thornlea, you need a big stop here. You don't want to let it get out of hand here, and potentially a 10-point game.
And long rebound, Cassius McNeely. McNeely getting by one, takes it into Jones, finishes strong around the rim.
What an acrobatic layup that time by McNeely.
And we're in beautiful downtown Toronto in the Mattamy Athletic Center, formerly known as Maple Leaf Gardens. I'd say there's about 200 people, 250 people here to watch this very exciting 1v4 matchup between Orangeville and Thornlea, as we see a shot missed and an offensive rebound by Joe Jones. Kicks it back, Rathan Mays. And an offensive foul called by the referee on the far side.
Good job that time by Cassius McNeely to sacrifice his body that time. A little slow to get up there, but it's all worth it. A little out of control was Mays.
And McNeely walking it off. It looked like he took it right in the numbers. Probably a little winded after that one. Here's Keishon Bartholomew. He's a workhorse. He's an engine. Yet to be subbed out of this game. And he takes the move, takes it right into contact. He'll pick up the foul on Justice Parentis.
It's a good job by Thornlea that time. Getting to the line, Bartholomew. But, I like to see the ball swing a little bit more. It's turning to isolation game for McNeely and Bartholomew. But hey, if it's working, don't go away from it.
Now Bartholomew ranked 10th on North Pole Hoops ranking. 3rd ranked point guard in Ontario. He's got a lot of interest, both from Arizona State and High Point. And he was also one of 7 players featured in this game that were invited to the BioSteel All-Canadian game on March 31st. You see some good denials from Thornlea. Matthew Alexander Moncrief with it. Inside to Joe Jones. He'll take that low post matchup all day. Joe Jones takes it into contact and finishes strong.
That was a man's move right there. Joe Jones just stronger than everyone on the floor and taller as well.
Joe Jones, Greg Oden's brother. Of course, the #1 pick in the 2007 draft, pick 1 position before Kevin Durant. And Jones, an early bloomer, featured on ESPN as early as the age of 13 years old. He's fielded offers from a number of schools, including Kent State, Massachusetts, Niagara, Detroit, and Robert Morris. So a lot of interest from the Orangeville big man.
Another turnover here for Thornlea. Got to take better care of the ball. It's a talent team like, oh my goodness, Matthew Alexander Moncrief. He takes one dribble and his steps are so, his strides I should say. Sorry, bubble my words there, but you guys get what I mean. He's so talented and he's so long as well, and he gets the rim at ease.
Now Matthew Alexander Moncrief was actually featured on Raptors television a couple of weeks ago, where Rod Black asked him how he felt about the BioSteel game being invited. He said he was honored to be a part of the golden era of basketball throughout Canada, which I guess is the up-and-coming dominance that they've had north of the border with a lot of these youngsters. Of course, 7 of them featured in this game.
Right, and you got a guy out in Duke University right now, RJ Barrett, a potential first pick in the 2019 NBA draft coming up. So he's definitely paving the way. You had guys like Tristan Thompson, Andrew Wiggins before that, and of course the great Steve Nash.
And you're speaking of Canadian greats, 2 Canadian greats out of Orangeville Prep, both Jamal Murray and Thon Maker. Jamal Murray has been absolutely tearing it up on the 2nd best team in the West right now, the Denver Nuggets, averaging just under 20 points per game. And to think, 20 years ago, there was barely anybody coming out of Canada. Now it seems like every year there's a new top player coming through the Canadian ranks, and a big part of it, Ontario basketball's prominence in recent history. And Matthew Alexander Moncrief ranks 2nd for the 2020 class from North Pole Hoops, so he's definitely going to have a promising college career and will likely see himself in the NBA at some point. You see Sarandon. Keyshawn Bartholomew launching this one from deep and connecting.
They needed that one big time.
And Orangeville looked like they might have been able to pull away, but Thornlea pulling this game back within 4. And Jones stripped to the ball.
Looked like Sarandon pulled the chair that time.
Quick 3-on-2. Open shot, good pump fake, mid-range jumper. In and out. Jones getting back on defense with the rebound.
Everything but the finish that time for Telford.
And Jones puts it up. This one in and out. Offensive rebound, easy put back, Justice Parentis.
The impact of Joe, that all started with Joe Jones down there and his athleticism to get on the offensive glass and tip it to Prentice.
And Jones has just been all over this game thus far. Maybe a little sour that he was subbed out so early in that game yesterday because of those early fouls. Here's Sarandon. Over to McNeely. McNeely working his way in. And a jump ball called.
Looked like he traveled there before the jump ball came up, but regardless, it will be Orangeville's possession.
To me, that's an interesting call because there's two referees that I feel were in a better position to make that call, but the referee behind the play, the one to blow the whistle.
Welcome to basketball.
Now, we did have an interesting call last game, about 45 seconds or so left. The possession arrow was facing the wrong way. There was a jump ball, and the referees came together for about 2 minutes and ultimately made the right call, giving the ball to TRC, who ended up actually winning that game by 5 points in dramatic style after debatably their best player, Sabri Phillips, went down the day before with a very nasty-looking leg injury. One of the best players not only in the league but outside the league, a very well-respected human being.
Yep. Prentice averages 8 points on the year. Great spark plug off the bench. Interesting to see here. You haven't seen Giovanni Scott yet in this second quarter. Expect for him to get big minutes in the second half.
And we see Orangeville jumping out to an 8-point lead now. 4:33 left in the second quarter. And it looks like Orangeville is shifting to a zone now. We haven't seen this yet. The ball being swung around, finally finding the shooter, who finds back rim. And a foul called, this one on, I believe,
Thornlea, yep. Came
Thornlea.
on Thornlea on the rebound that time. You know, Thornlea's getting shots. They're just not making them right now, and that's big against a talented team like Orangeville. You need to make your shots. You need to play mistake-free. Obviously, easier said than done against the best team in Canada. 18-1 record.
Especially if they're going to start employing a zone. There's going to be a lot more shooters open, and if you can make them pay with those outside shots, it should cut into this deficit fairly quickly. Now Tyrese Samuel taking it up with the right. Easy layup.
Tyrese Samuel.
Jamal Telford now. Working it around to Bartholomew.
We'll try and get this within 10. Or under 10, I should say. Oh, beautiful play. Everything but the finish that time from Dominguez.
And Jones with his second block of the game.
He really clears real estate down there. He is just such a big presence on the defensive end and on the offensive end in the paint.
And Jones averaging 13 points and 9 rebounds a game. Maybe a little underrated because of how much he shows up in playoff scenarios and big game situations. As we see a big finish on the inside, Matthew Alexander Moncrief hanging out in the air, finishing with the easy layup, giving Orangeville a commanding 12-point lead.
Beautifully done that time by Moncrief, and Coach Hannah Makos of Thornlea definitely wants to talk it over, make some adjustments. It's a little too easy right now for Thornlea. I beg your pardon, for Orangeville.
And subscribe to the OSBA TV on YouTube for live games, highlights, and interviews.
Now the Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association would like to thank the amazing team of sponsors and partners for always having our back. This includes Ontario Basketball, Pretty River Sports and Entertainment, Crossover, Canada Basketball, and all our other sponsors, including Aran Awards and Engraving. Now, a lot of history in this building. Old Maple Leaf Gardens, of course, held Elvis Presley, the first NBA basketball game of all time between the Toronto Huskies and the New York Knickerbockers way back in the day. And, of course, the last time the Leafs won a Stanley Cup was in this building.
Yep, they got 11 championships in here, but haven't won one since 1967.
This young Toronto Maple Leafs core, it's a promising future for really the first time in my lifetime for the blue and white.
You know, a team that plays in the same building. That is basketball. Toronto Raptors looking pretty good themselves, sitting second in the East right now, have a serious chance to make the finals this year. See the combination of McNeely and Bartholomew back on the court here. That's huge for them.
And a good swing for a shooter. Air ball Offensive rebound, Thornlea taken right into the contact to Jones.
Good call that time. Clear over the back foul on Sarandon.
Yeah, and you know when Joe Jones hits the deck, it's got to be some intense contact. Him hitting the floor pretty hard. And now Thornlea over the limit, so Jones will head to the line for a couple.
Joe Jones, shooting 2.
Connecting on the first of 2. Now Ryerson bought the rights to naming this building and changed it to Mattamy Athletic Center, and it feels almost a little obscure for me to call it the Mattamy Athletic Center because of all the stories I've heard about inside of this building, which used to be called Maple Leaf Gardens. My dad telling me about his first hockey game and all the experiences that he had in this building, and you can almost feel the history. There's just something about this building that's so special to me.
Oh, that's too open for McNeely. Surprising miss that time by Cassius.
And the zone working for Orangeville over the last couple minutes. They've been able to open 13-point lead over a very good Thornlea prep team.
And another silly foul that time at midcourt. They're in the bonus. You got to be aware of that if you're Thornlea. That's another foul, and they're going to head to the line for 2. Orangeville's going to talk it over quick.
Now, since we are worried about copyrights being taken off of YouTube, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in about 50 seconds. Welcome back to OSBA action. Ryan Siegel alongside Anthony Gallo. Now, Anthony, there's about 2.5 minutes left in this game. What does Thornlea have to do to pull themselves within striking distance in the second half?
Well, you definitely want to try and gain momentum here going into the halftime break, but, it's not going to happen if you're taking silly fouls at half court while Orangeville's in the bonus. Right now, Orangeville's playing at their pace and playing their game to perfection right now. After a slow start, started to find their shot and find their swag, and they've been doing great ever since. And honestly, Thornlea, they gotta make some shots. Comes down to that. They have shot makers. We just saw previous possession down that Cassius McNeely missed a wide open 3, and you see here a silly turnover. Richards unable to grab the rebound and goes back to Orangeville, and they get a 14-second reset.
We'll see a baseline inbound here. Tyree Samuel with it. Back to Parentes. Low shot clock. Samuel. Good skip pass. Launches for 3. This one no good. And a foul, it looks like it will be on Joe Jones.
A little late that time, but a good call, the right call. One more foul, then Orangeville will be in the bonus. Or sorry, I should say Thornlea will be in the bonus and be able to shoot some free throws. It's been a tough outing so far in the second quarter for Thornlea. Like to see this guy get going a bit more. Victor Radikash.
He's one of the best players in the league, and we really haven't seen him do too much in this game.
Just like that, Cassius going to head to the line for 2 as they're going to be in the bonus now.
Justice Prentice, his first, apologies, his second foul. Cassius McNeely shooting 2.
Now Victor Radikash, class of 2021, which means he'll have 2 more seasons of high school before he hits the college ranks. He's 6th ranked on North Pole Hoops. Very promising future from him, but we haven't seen as much as we would have expected from him in this game.
I was talking about yesterday on the broadcast with Daniele that, you know, if this kid had 5 to 10 more pounds of muscle on him, he is going to be a serious problem at the next level. And like you said, class of 2021, he still has a couple years to bulk up and really improve his game as a whole.
And I'm sure that might be the focus of him this summer because he does have range. He's got hops out of this building. If he ever puts it on display, as we see Tyree Samuel taking it in with the contact. But if Radicaj can gain 20, 25 more pounds, and
that's a tough thing. That's a tough outing to do, to gain 20, 25 pounds in 2 years, but of muscle.
Because against guys like Joe Jones and Tyree Samuel, it's a very difficult matchup for a guy of his size.
Now we say gaining muscle and all, but this guy is super talented as it is right now, and he's going to be just fine at the weight he is now.
Especially the way that the game is transforming to those tall outside shooters that can make an impact on both sides of the floor, as we see Radicaj taking it in.
Could have got away with a travel there, I thought, but...
And this zone wreaking havoc from Orangeville. Oh, but great pass there from Radicaj, finding Keyshawn Bartholomew on the inside.
They're going to start chipping away at this lead. It's getting a little out of hand here. And that's how you start it.
And McNeely with the steal, working his way to the other end. Here's Bartholomew finding the open shooter. Cassius McNeely taking it in.
Well, that was a travel that time, or up and down, I should say. Late whistle, but it was the right call.
And you can look over to that Orangeville bench. 6 coaches. More coaches than there are players on the bench. So definitely a lot of reinforcements. Of course, you have your Orangeville main team and then the Athlete Institute Red and Athlete Institute Black. All of the coaches coming together for this one. And Jefferson Koulibaly and Justice Parenthis sharing the ball very well there. And a great lob, but unable to get to it. Joe Jones hit the deck very hard.
No call that time, wow.
Jones looking to make the highlight reel, but that one a bit out of his reach. Nearly stolen that time. On the inside, hovering in the air. No good. Jones with the rebound. Good outlet pass from Jones. Here's Matthew Alexander Moncrief, Euro step. And a blocking foul now called. Alexander Moncrief will head to the line for a couple free throws of his own.
I thought that was a good job of Bartholomew getting in front of the shooter that time. He's outside of the restricted area. And it is what it is now. Moncrief getting to the line for 2 on the blocking call.
I couldn't agree more with you there, but our opinions don't matter. It's only the 3 players that are wearing black and white on the court. Excuse me, referees.
Coach Hanamakos not happy about that call. Very animated on the bench. Saw him take off his suit jacket that time and throw it on the ground in anger. And I really don't blame him that time. Ball don't lie, though, as he missed both free throws.
If you're Thornlea, you want to get a bucket or 2 here to cut it down to a 10-point game going into halftime.
You need ball movement here with the zone action. Tough shot.
Very difficult shot. A couple players going for the rebound. It ends up with Jefferson Koulibaly. And he'll hold for a 1-second difference between shot clock, game clock. Now 12 seconds left. Koulibaly working every second off this clock. And a great charge taken there.
That time, perhaps a makeup call, but the right call for the last possession. And now 4 seconds to go here. Thornlea has a chance to heave it up. See Tyree Samuel right on the inbounder here.
And they got to get a little more intensity here. 4 seconds left in this game. 3, 2, 1. Takes it all the way to the rim.
A little too strong that time. Had the right idea.
And Jones just taking his time away. Maybe he was expecting the contact, but threw him off. And not an easy sight to see when you have a guy named Joe Jones clogging the rim there when he pulls away like that. And just like that, we're heading into halftime. Orangeville over Thornlea, 37-23. From Anthony Gallo and Ryan Siegel, we'll be back in just over 9 minutes. Test 1 2 1 2. Welcome back to the Mattamy Athletic Center. I'm Ryan Siegel, joined alongside Anthony Gallo. It's been a pretty solid game thus far. Orangeville with a commanding 37-23 lead over Thornlea Secondary School. Anthony, what have you taken from this first half, and how is Thornlea going to claw their way back into this one?
Well, it starts on the defensive end for them, really. You know, they did a good job in the first quarter. They got to get back to that. And for Orangeville, they were shut. Like, Thornlea started to have a good offensive game early on, and then they really shut them down when they went to that zone defense. And for Thornlea, for them to crawl back, they got to get their ball movement going. And of course, Keyshawn Bartholomew, 3 of 12 is unacceptable for him. He's got to pick up his game here, and I think he's very capable of doing it. A long 20 minutes to go here in the second half.
Now Bartholomew, the leading scorer for Thornlea with 10 points, followed by Cassius McNeely with 7. Their team shooting under 20% in the first half. I wouldn't expect that to continue. On the other end, Tyree Samuel atop the Orangeville scorers with 13, and Joe Jones with 11 rebounds. As we're back in the action, hit us up on YouTube. Let us know how the sound is. Let us know how the feed is. We'll be waiting your comments as we see a shot from Thornlea missed and a rebound taken the other way. Koulibaly with it. Ball swung around. Back to Koulibaly, inside to Jones, who's had an absolute field day on the inside thus far.
That's a double dribble that time. Got hit in the face, no call there, but gonna go back the other way.
Good move and a good finish from Jordan Telford. Jameel Telford, excuse me.
12-point game.
Here's Tyrese Samuel with it. Back to Koulibaly. Telford looking for it, lines it up, unable to connect.
Samuel too open that time, but if you're Thornlea, you got to take advantage of this.
And here's Telford again, working it around. Good looking shot, unable to connect, very short on that one.
A lot of arms swinging here, getting a little chippy down there.
And a jump ball, this one's going to be heading in Thornlea's direction.
Great effort that time by Richards down low on Samuel. No, it's going to go back to Orangeville.
Excuse me, Orangeville ball. The possession error favoring Orangeville. And Shamira Than Mays, a relatively quiet first half for him, but he said he was itching for the playoffs about a week ago, and this is about as close as you'll get to a playoff atmosphere. Of course, a winner of this game taking on the defending champion TRC, as we see Tyrese Samuel lining it up and knocking it down from the corner.
Very rare he misses 2 open shots, and that time able to hit from the corner.
And Jamal Telford with it, swinging it around. Keyshawn Bartholomew. Good move from Bartholomew, finishing with the weak left hand.
Beautifully done that time by Bartholomew.
And great ball movement from Orangeville as we typically see Joe Jones.
Offensive foul that time. Illegal screen. There you go. If you're Thornlea, you got to build up off this momentum. Looks like they're going small here. Inserting Dominguez in, taking off Richards.
And Bartholomew waiting for his offense to get started. Deep 3 from Bartholomew. Oh, and he hits it from the logo. Keyshawn Bartholomew lines it up and he knocks it down.
Boy, you can never accuse him of not being confident.
That's some Steph Curry range right there. And Orangeville heading right into the post, working it around. Back to back, no, this one long. Tyrese Samuel off on that one. It's gonna go to Thornlea's direction.
Good defensive closeout that time by this Thunder team.
Thornlea starting off this half very well, cutting the lead down to 10. As we see a lot more ball movement over the first 3 minutes of this half.
Good job by McNeely, taking advantage of the size down there on Shamar Mays. You see here Giovanni Scott at the scorer's table, only getting 1 minute in that first quarter. Another stop here on defensive end, a turnover.
Good outlet pass, looking for the highlight reel. He almost broke the rim. Good slam down.
And Hannah Makos is very, very animated on the Thornlea bench. Absolutely fired up that they cut it down to 6 points.
Oh yeah, you think he wants this game?
Oh yeah, a chance to go to the finals. He's loving it.
Cutting the lead down to 6. You couldn't expect a better start to the second half for Thornlea. And we'll take a quick break, but don't go anywhere as action begins to heat up in this OSBA playoff game. Welcome back to the OSBA. Ryan Siegel alongside Anthony Gallo. And we got ourselves a game again. 6-point lead for Orangeville with 6 minutes and 49 seconds left in this third quarter.
Yeah, definitely. Thornlea has stepped it up on the defensive end coming out of the break. So that's going to be the big key. You got to get defensive turnovers, lead them to easy baskets, and i.e. Jameel Telford on that last dunk, forcing Orangeville to call a timeout and make adjustments here.
Now, of course, a lot of top talent on both of these teams. Let's see which player can step up and take their team to the finals. Good move from Koulibaly. Offensive rebound, no good. Another one, ball batted around. Rathan Mays corrals it. And off to the rim. Good pass on the inside. That's Giovanni Scott with the finish.
Good defensive effort that time by Giovanni Scott on that end.
And that was Jameel Telford attacking the rim. Class of 2020, gaining a lot of interest throughout the mid-major NCAA category, including schools like Michigan and Vanderbilt. And why don't you go check out my Twitter? You'll see maybe the play of the season throughout high school basketball. Jamal Telford with a three-quarter court shot to win the Universal Hoops Jamboree at Crestwood Preparatory College. You can see that on my Twitter at Sir Ryan Sport. And of course, Anthony, you got a Twitter we can shout out?
Yep, it's my name, Anthony Gallo.
Anthony Gaio. Let us know what you think of the broadcast and go check out what I think should be the high school play of the season.
Looks like Dominguez got hit in the face that time, but Matthew Moncrief's going to head to the line for two here. See Radicach coming in for Sarandran as well.
Matthew Alexander Moncrief shooting 2.
Just rolls out that time.
Now Alexander Moncrief on both of them. Very rare sight you see from him.
Oh, Barthélemy. Beautifully done that time. He will not accept losing this game.
And Keyshawn Barthélemy out of Montreal, Canada. He's 10th ranked on North Pole Hoops ranking, third amongst point guards in Ontario. He has a lot of interest down south from Arizona State and High Point. And like 6 other players invited to the BioSteel All-Canadian game. Now let's talk about that BioSteel All-Canadian game. That's going to be played on March 31st. 4 players on Orangeville, including Joe Jones, Matthew Alexander Moncrief, Tyree Samuel, and Giovanni Scott will be playing. And 3 Thornlea players, including Keyshawn Barthélemy, Cassius McNeely, and Victor Radicach. So it should be a very interesting game, but we're getting a good preview of it right now. Good pass on the inside, unable to get the finish. And the offensive rebound stolen. Mike Dominguez corralling it. Here's Bartholomew on the inside. Good pass. Dominguez with the finish on the inside, cutting the lead down to 4. And this Thornlea section behind us is going crazy.
Beautifully done that time by Bartholomew to slice through the defense, get the easy pass to Dominguez for the easy 2. 4-point game. Nice block.
Heading the other way. Ooh, and a slip up.
Got to be careful on the floor that time.
Doesn't look like he's injured as we head the other way. Orangeville with the ball. And Orthon Mays lining it up, coming up short. Gets his own offensive rebound, works his way on the inside, and ggets blocked from behind. What a block, Jamal Telford.
The defensive effort is really picked up here for this Thunder team.
And Telford making his presence known in this second half. They're off to a huge run to start it, holding Orangeville to only 1 point.
They should wipe up that wet spot over there.
Excuse me, 5 points. I was looking at the wrong score sheet. But Thornlea starting this half on a 15-5 run. What a way to get back into this one. Orthon Mays triggers the inbound. This is Giovanni Scott working his way around. Kicks it out. Lined up from Koulibaly. No good. And they'll take it the other way. Jamal Telford.
Beautifully done that time by Telford. Everything but the finish.
Getting a lot of space, but unable to connect. Good steal this time. Dominguez with it. Bartholomew kicks it out. And short on the 3. Rebound, Tyrese Samuel. No, Orangeville taking their time with it.
If I'm Orangeville, you got to get a download of that mismatch with Giovanni Scott. He's going to take from the, tough shot that time. Great defense by the Thunder collectively. Wow. Orangeville's offense has gone awry. They're looking for answers and quick. They still do have a 4-point lead, but like I said, their offense has disappeared, and Thornlea's getting it done on both ends right now.
And momentum shifting ends right now. Thornlea eyeing that 4-point lead, that small 4-point lead. We've got ourselves a great game at hand. Good kick out. And a foul called. This one is going to go on Giovanni Scott.
Tough foul that time. Giovanni knows it as well.
His third foul of the game.
That explains why he only played 1 minute in that first half. And he's going to get subbed out here again for Matthew Alexander Moncrief. He's definitely not happy about that. Semi-final action here.
Yeah, Giovanni Scott ranked number 9 on North Pole Hoops. He will be graduating this year, so this could potentially be his last game.
5-second violation. Silly turnover that time again by Thornlea.
And here's Shamir Orthon Mays. And an easy hook on the inside. Just give it to Tyrese Samuel. Let him get on the score sheet.
Textbook post-up play that time.
Cassius McNeely now with it. Good take on the inside. Tries to finish with the left, but can't connect.
Good takeaway.
And a few offensive rebound. McNeely ends up with it, and he'll end up shooting a pair of free throws.
Great effort that time by the Thornlea Thunder team, by Dominguez, Telford, and Cassius McNeely crashing the boards.
Now a player that I am surprised we haven't seen yet in this game, Ben Hendricks. He's graduating this year. He's ranked number 13 on North Pole Hoops. He had himself a pretty solid game yesterday. He's committed to Ball State next year, and as a human being, he's very well put together, a very proper guy. I had the honor to speak with him and his father very briefly after yesterday's game, and they were very excited for the rest of the tournament.
Cassius has a chance to cut it down to a 4-point lead here. Very efficient at the line this year.
And checking into this game, we'll see Justice Parentis back in.
3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Still lots of time.
Now it's Justice, works it over to Tyrese Samuel. Thornlea doing a great job of not giving up anything on the inside. Joe Jones forced to nearly throw it away. Good save there by Parentis. And an offensive foul, this one on Joe Jones. Mike Dominguez.
It's 5 team fouls.
Fouls on Matthew Alexander Moncrief. The second foul, team foul.
I am very impressed with how this Thornlea team came out in the second half. They have a chance to cut it to a one-possession game. Lining it up and knocking it down, Keyshawn Bartholomew.
This man's got ice in his veins.
That's his second shot from at least 3 feet behind the arc. He makes it look easy. Now pressure on Orangeville.
Oh, beautifully done that time. He put him in a spin cycle.
What a move there by Jefferson Koulibaly. Getting that one to fall. He'll have a chance to make it a 3-point play. Someone has to step up for this Orangeville team right now.
Great answer that time on the other end.
And we can see in the background, right to the left of this Ryerson sign, 3 kids who have been very entertaining for the majority of this game. Shout out to those 3. It's Koulibaly's shot, rims out. Rebound Thornlea. Good move there.
Stepped out of bounds.
And a bit of a mental mistake there by Mike Dominguez. But Thornlea doing a great job in this half, pulling themselves within striking distance. Still a 3-point game, however.
Nearly stolen.
The referee's doing a great job in this one of making the right calls. Here's Koulibaly working his way to the rim.
That's a clear offensive foul that time.
Offensive foul. Jefferson Koulibaly gets it called on him. A player is down. I'm not quite sure who took it.
Dominguez might take taking a couple shots in this third quarter.
A little shooken up on that one. But a great job from Dominguez on the defensive end, taking another offensive foul. Here's McNeely. Working his way to the left. Good move from McNeely. Can't get the finish. Gets his own offensive rebound. Puts it up and in. Cassius McNeely.
Showing his strength down low for a guard. Cassius McNeely. Nearly stolen. They're going to call a reach-in foul. And the Thunder cannot believe that.
Interesting call by the referee. A very difficult situation to call. And I'm not quite sure who the foul was called on.
Very animated Thornlea crowd back there. Getting on the refs a bit here.
They always have a great crowd at these games.
They're calling on Bartholomew.
His third foul of the game, obviously one of the driving forces on this Thornlea team. They've done a really great job of limiting Joe Jones in the second half. And ball being swung around.
Call
2
another
shots.
Foul.
Justice Parentis will head to the line for 2 shots now.
Bartholomew raising his hands in the air. Doesn't know what's going on. Why is there so many calls happening?
Justice Parentis shooting 2.
Now Thornlea has outscored Orangeville 22-9 in this quarter.
And it all starts on the defensive end.
They have one less point this quarter than they had the entire first half, a half in which they shot 19% from the floor. Clearly uncharacteristic with all the talent they have on this team. And they're right in this game now with the best team in Ontario.
Thornlea's making a good case that they're the best team in Ontario.
I guess whoever wins this game, you can consider the best team in Ontario, or
No,
at least
no,
one
no,
of the best
no.
2 teams in Ontario.
They still got one more game to go after this.
Of course, the winner playing TRC in the finals. TRC, the defending champions, who will be playing without their number 1 man, Sabri Phillip. We still got a game on our hand. Orangeville swinging the ball around. Good movement from them.
They're going to call it Thornlea's way. Now they have a chance to tie the game or take the lead here with a 3.
41 seconds left in this one. 2-point Orangeville lead in the third. Once again, Ryan Siegel joined by Anthony Gallo. And it's an absolute pleasure to be calling this game with you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Ball being swung around. Back to McNeely. Dangerous pass nearly stolen. McNeely takes it in, and he dunks it down. What a slam by Cassius McNeely.
Put a little extra on that one. For the first time since the opening quarter, it's tied up.
And 9 seconds left in this one. Orangeville looking for one. Here's Koulibaly. Can't drill it. Offensive rebound. Joe Jones puts it up. No good. Rebound, Thornlea. We're heading into the fourth quarter with the score tied at 47 apiece. Anthony, wow, what a game.
Yeah, what a comeback that time from Thornlea. They definitely won that quarter. And like I said, coming out of the half, you got to start on the defensive end. It's exactly what they did. They stopped him inside. Pretty much Joe Jones has disappeared from the inside. And Giovanni Scott getting into foul trouble here. Expect him to play a lot of the fourth quarter. Arguably the best player on the floor. But Thornlea making a good case to go to the finals tomorrow.
And once again, the winner of this game will be up against TRC, who won their first championship last season, first OSBA championship. It's going to be a very interesting game if it has anything to do with what happened today. They won their game against Ridley by 5 points. What can you tell us about that game today?
A lot of controversy. Overall, it was a great game. You can't really blame it on just one call near the end. Ridley was down by a lot there in the first quarter. They came back. They played their own pace. But ultimately, TRC came out on top and showed the championship mentality.
Well, TRC playing with a big chip on their shoulder after what happened to Sabri Phillip. Once again, one of the most high-character players in the entirety of the league. So not only TRC, but also Rise and a lot of other players and families around the OSBA cheering for TRC to win that championship tomorrow. An outstanding character shown by that team today.
You know what? It might be disappointing for the teams that lose, but if you're in this tournament, it's been a success all year. They've all had great years competing in the OSBAs and getting a chance to go to the playoffs at this beautiful facility at Ryerson Mattamy Coca-Cola Court. It's a great event, great hosts, and definitely honored to be here.
Of course, any basketball game you ever get a call is a treat, and this one is absolutely no exception. Great to be here in this historic building. Once again, the old Maple Leaf Gardens. Watching debatably the 2 best high school teams in Ontario deadlocked at 47 apiece in a game that looked like Orangeville might have been able to take over in the third quarter. They were outscored 24-10, with Thornlea scoring more points in that last quarter than they did the entire first half. But now that's history. Score is 0-0 essentially. Orangeville with the ball.
It's a good matchup right here. Bartholomew and Mays. Looking to get Joe Jones going here in the post. Good denial by Sarandon.
Now Jones trying to assert his dominance down low again.
That's a tough blocking foul that time. That's going to be Bartholomew's 4th. It's an early foul here to start off the quarter. Last thing you want to do is get into the bonus in a big game like this. Sorry, go ahead.
Now Joe Jones playing the entirety of the first half, only played 7 minutes in the third quarter. A bit of the reason why they started to slip, but they're going to have to establish him once again in the post. Good kick out, lined it up, unable to connect. Good rebound that time by Jamal Telford. Now Cassius McNeely. McNeely waiting for the offense to set. Using the screen, taking it right at the rim. Taking it at Joe Jones, can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound. And a foul. This one will send Keyshawn Bartholomew to the line.
Has a chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
Yeah, I think their first lead since it was 1-0. No, that's not correct. Don't quote me on that one.
I definitely won't. See Giovanni Scott coming in here. Alexander Moncrief going to take a rest here. I expect it to be a short one at that.
Now, if you want to get in touch with either Anthony or I, you can hit us up on Twitter. My @ is Sir Ryan Sport, SIRRYAN Sport, and Anthony. This is Anthony GAIO. If you want to tell us about the game, tell us how we did, or catch up on anything OSBA related, hit us up. As we see Thornlea take their first lead since the first quarter. Sounds a little bit better. Sounds a little more right.
Lots of time to go here. This is winning time, however. Under 9 minutes, just about.
Now, who on Orangeville wants to step up and win the game for them?
Oh, good steal by Cassius.
And Cassius McNeely wants to win his game for Thornlea. McNeely swings it around. Now, McNeely's done a really great job in that third quarter, willing his team back into this one. Good take by McNeely. Back rim, no good. But on the follow-up.
Looked like McNeely got away with a push-off there, but Radakash got it to go on the offensive glass. Now they've taken a 4-point lead here.
And I believe that's Radakash's first points of the game. Really fallen through the cracks up to this point, but that might give him outstanding confidence going forward, because a guy with his talent, once you see the first go in, it usually sparks more offense.
You got to get the ball in Giovanni Scott's hands, but Telford has been a problem for him all game, at least the minutes that he's been in, which has been very few.
Now Rathan Mays kicks it out. Wide open three, and it's drilled. Justice Parentes.
Big shot that time. Seemed like there was a lid on the rim from three-point line for Orangeville for quite a bit there.
Justice Parentes lining it up and knocking it down.
Another foul that time.
And a little extracurriculars between a couple of number 5s. All get sorted out. Excuse me. A 5 and a 15. But Thornlea, a 1-point lead with 8 minutes and 7 seconds left in this one. What a win it would be if they could come back and secure this one. Here's Jamal Telford.
Cassius McNeely going around these off-ball screens. Ends up in the hands of Dominguez, however.
Mike Dominguez works it on the inside. Swung around. And a good call by the referee. Definitely last touched by Thornlea, excuse me. Orangeville will have the ball. Just over 7 minutes left in this game. Shamir Thon Mays orchestrating the offense. Jones with the screen. Rathan Mays takes it in, unable to connect, but 2 free throws heading his way.
You need more of that from Mays.
Shamir, the captain of this team. Inside and outside of the locker room.
See on the other end there, Cassius McNeely picking cherries. Giovanni Scott picking them up.
And Rathan May is still 1 year with the program after this one. Ranked number 17 on the North Pole list, top 100.
Expect that to rise. What a great facilitator he is, leading the OSBA in assists this year at 7.
And as good as his assist game is, his shoe game's even better. Look at those kicks. Thornlea with it now. Tie game. 7:30 left. Keyshawn Bartholomew with it.
There's a mismatch down low with Telford and Mays. Gotta take advantage of this.
And shot up, no good. Rebound, Orangeville.
You can live with that if you're the Bears.
It's Rathan Mays again with it. It almost seems like Thornlea's energy has dipped over the last 5 or 10 minutes. Good pass and the finish!
That could get Giovanni Scott going. Looks like he has a real problem with that rim.
Giovanni Scott making it personal with the backboard. Now Rathan Mays slowing it down once again. Working in their half-court sets now. Rathan Mays fouled, unable to connect, heading to the line for another pair of free throws. He wants to take this game over.
Tough shot that time, tough call.
And 4 team fouls now for Thornlea, so definitely up against it when it comes down to the last 6 minutes and 30 seconds of the game. And Rathan Mays hitting a pair. What a game we have on top today.
Timeout, Thornlea.
Orangeville with a 4-point lead heading into the last 6.5 minutes of this game. Thornlea taking a minute timeout. Anthony, what can you say about this one? Give us anything.
It's been a good back and forth so far up to this point, but you know, still a long way to go, and Orangeville's starting to find their groove again. And it seemed as though as soon as Giovanni Scott got back on the floor, turned the difference maker that we all know him to be. For Thornlea, you got to get back to what was working in the third quarter, getting good defensive stops leading to easy transition buckets.
And it appears to me like Shamir Rathan Mays is really trying to take this game by the horns and will his Orangeville team over the hump that Thornlea has presented with them after that third quarter run. Done a great job of attacking the rim and getting to the line, but other guys really need to step up in order for Orangeville to secure this win.
Well, coming out of this break, I'd like to see Moncrief Alexander and Giovanni Scott on the floor together, along with Joe Jones and Tyrese Samuel and Mays running the point. I think that 5 right there is just unstoppable. But you see here, Prentice is still on the floor, and Alexander Moncrief is still off. Go with the 2 small guards here.
It's a very interesting lineup he's going with. Of course, Matthew Alexander Moncrief, number 2 ranked in Canada for the graduating year of 2020. So I'm not quite sure why he's still on the bench. Maybe the coach is just swinging with something else, but definitely a lot of talent being left off the floor.
You got to get your players a rest. Clutch step back that time from Bartholomew.
And Bartholomew cutting it down to a 2-point lead once again. Rathan Mays with it. He's been great at orchestrating the offense for the last 4 minutes. Working around the Joe Jones screen. Takes it in himself, finishes with the right, taking it right at the shot blocker.
Beautifully done that time on the reverse layup.
Here's Bartholomew. He's been very good in the second half. Passed it off to Cassius McNeely.
Unable to get the banker going that time. Good shot.
McNeely's had a lot of those shots just hit off back rim over and over again, but he's doing a great job of getting to the rim. His touch just hasn't been connecting as much as he would like. Working around the Joe Jones screen again. And Jones with the follow-up, no good. Rebound, Thornlea, they're running the break. Pull up, knocked down! Keyshawn Bartholomew.
This guy's got confidence out of this world. Bartholomew, my goodness. There's a reason he's an All-Canadian.
How many coaches have the confidence in their player to just pull up on a 3-on-2 like that from behind the arc? Joe Jones with the quick spin move, no good, back rim and out. Thornlea looking to break one more time. Bartholomew with it. He'll get fouled. Good foul on that time. Looked like he was going to get a very good shot off, but the reach and foul was called. See his Thornlea section behind us getting rowdy once again. Third foul of the game for Orangeville, of the quarter, excuse me. And McNeely looking to give his team the lead once again. Working on Wraith and Mays. Nearly coughing it up, controlling it. Now a good move, Bartholomew. Dished it on the inside. Mid-range jumper. This one hits bottom of the net, Jamal Telford.
Beautifully done that time by Jameel Telford. And the spin fadeaway at the end of the shot clock.
Great job from Telford, saving a dead possession, putting his team up by 1. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left now.
That's a push-off. They got away with it.
And Orangeville not doing a great job of hitting their outside shots today. Jump ball called, heading in Thornlea's direction. And Orangeville needs to do something to get their guys fired up. A couple heads are dropping. They got to do something. Of course, 19-1 this season, including the game they played yesterday. But as you mentioned earlier, 1-1 against Thornlea.
Yep, here we go. A lot of people would call it an upset, but you know, Thornlea has proven to be up to the task and ultimately win a game against these guys.
Yeah, Thornlea, 3 of the top 24 players in Canada. As we see another pull-up 3, and he knocks it down. This guy is lights out. Keyshawn Bartholomew knocking the 4th 3 in a row. And Orangeville up against it, saved by Jones. Looking to repost. Joe Jones gets the ball in, dishes it out. Shot lined up, back rim and out. Now Thornlea looking to slow it down.
Going to extend this lead here, 61-57. What a turnaround here in the 4th quarter. Under 4 minutes to go.
What an insane comeback this would be. Nearly down and out at halftime, found that extra gear coming into the 3rd quarter, now containing a 4-point lead. Good pass out. He's a lights out shooter. And today is no exception. Someone kill the lights in the gym. They're lights out from behind the arc.
Victor Radikash getting it done from the outside.
Timeout, Orangeville.
Orangeville trailing by 7 points. This Thornlea fan section absolutely losing their mind behind us.
Orangeville right now has no answers for the Thornlea defense whatsoever.
And they look down and out. I don't know if you can see it on your screen right now, but the body language displayed by the Thornlea side a lot more encouraging than the body language shown on the Orangeville side. Thornlea looking like a happy family that wants to rally. Orangeville does not. Now the OSBA always creating interesting dynamics. Today is a perfect example of that. A great 1 versus 4 matchup. You really couldn't ask for any more with the 2 games on tap today. Of course, TRC cementing their way into the finals with their win over Ridley earlier. Now we have Thornlea trying to have the first upset of the tournament. I guess the second upset, as TRC were a 3 seed earlier today. Thornlea looking to make back-to-back upsets for a 3-4 finals matchup. Orangeville looking to hold down their number 1 seeded advantage. But they got an uphill battle, down 7 with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left. Anthony, what does Orangeville have to do that you haven't seen over the last 17 minutes?
They're going to be able to score the basket, and that's easier said than done right now because Thornlea's defense has just been shut down. But Orangeville's got to get back to they got to run a good play. They got to get Giovanni Scott going right on cue. Scott with the ball. Tough shot, though. And that's been the story of the 4th quarter, second half, really.
It's been really interesting to me that they haven't given Joe Jones the ball as much as they did in the first. Of course, you can chalk that up to good defense on Thornlea's end, but you got to go with what was working. As we see a good shot from Cassius McNeely. Pump fake, one dribble, pull up, nothing but net.
Thornlea right now is showing their championship mentality here, closing out Orangeville in style.
And Orangeville's offense looking a bit stagnant now. Can't get that one to go. Another offensive rebound. Put back, Joe Jones.
Finally take the lid off the basket that time. Nice find.
McNeely once again. Good move from him. Finds a couple open shooters. Lining it up and knocking it down, Jameel Telford.
10-point game.
Now you addressed this before the game. The way they're going to win it is hitting their outside shots, and that's exactly what they've done down the stretch. As we see Shamir Rathan Mays taking it all the way to the rim, but still 8-point lead for Thornlea.
See the full court press being applied here now by the Bears. Telford breaking it. Foul that time by Giovanni Scott. A little bit of a frustration foul.
Now the Thornlea section rooting for attack, but that's clearly not going to come. It's a good basketball play stopping it. And here we see Keyshawn Bartholomew getting the crowd fired up. They are loving it on the floor right now, does Thornlea. I guess if you're going to foul a guy, you might as well make it worth your money. Not allowing him to get anything after the shot. That's exactly what happened. Now the inbound. Telford with it, giving it to McNeely, who's been the engine
He's really
for
the
the
closer.
second half.
He is the closer for this team, and right there on cue, Cassius McNeely finishes it off glass.
Orangeville needs something, and they need it quick, or they're going to be heading home. Rathan Mays, no good.
Foul on the floor.
And Joe Jones working his way to grab the ball.
They're in the bonus now, so he's going to head to the line for two. This works out in Orangeville's favor. Time is not on their side now, under 90 seconds.
Thornlea outscoring Orangeville by 24 points in the second half.
I think this was not a great coaching day for the Bears coach today. Alexander Moncrief on the bench still for some reason. 2 missed free throws from Joe Jones. And a silly foul there from Tyrese Samuel. And now they're in the bonus, and they're going to go to the line for 2.
And for anybody tuning in, you missed one of the greatest comebacks in OSBA history. Thornlea looked done and dusted at halftime, and now they are up against a win, up against the #1 team in the province. Looking to hand Orangeville their second loss of the game and pick their record up to 2-1, punching their way to the OSBA finals against TRC.
.11-point game. They need a bucket fast.
And Orangeville hasn't been able to hit their outside shots. Thornlea's been pouring it in from deep. That's really been the difference in this one. You see a good move and a bad finish. Out of control. Thornlea, they're running the floor right now. Are they going to pull up? No. They're going to slow the game down. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Big turnover. Blocking foul. Good call by the referee there. Nearly set. Good sportsmanship by Shamir Rathan Mays. Cassius McNeely, right idea, wrong result. Tyrese Samuel at the line now.
Timeout coming now.
To me, it's been very interesting the fact that they have left Matthew Alexander Moncrief off the floor for as long as they have. Debatably the best player on this Orangeville team, and he's seen the pine for, I'm sure, more than he would have liked to. Now Orangeville, clearly the favorites coming into this tournament, but barring a colossal collapse by Thornlea, they're going to see their tournament run ended in the semifinals.
They need a miracle here in under a minute.
We'll see Tyrese Samuel heading to the line once Thornlea gets out of their timeout. Shooting a couple free throws, looking to make this a 9-point game. Now a minute left on the clock.
Still lots of time left. This game could be extended. Got to get a stop on the other end and then play the foul game.
And a foul called, this one on Thornlea, so Joe Jones heading to the line and the clock stops.
Big break there for Orangeville.
Fouls on Abdullah Andrew. His 5th foul.
Now the 5 Orangeville players on the floor: Shamir Rathan Mays, Joe Jones, Giovanni Scott, as well as, I'm trying to see who the last one is, I believe Tyrese Samuel.
It is.
And on the other side, it appears to be Victor Radikaj, Keyshawn Bartholomew,
Substitution on the court.
Cassius McNeely, as well as Jamal Telfort. And rounding out the 5, DeMar VL Richards. As Jones hits the first of 2, cutting this down to single digits. Orangeville, one of the best press games in the league. Another missed free throw, this one intentionally fouled. Now a couple free throws for Jameel Telford at the other end. So we see Keyshawn Bartholomew celebrating.
That's his 5th foul.
Alexander Moncrief coming in for Giovanni Scott.
Now I got a question for you. This Thornlea team came out possessed, so what do you think Coach Charles said to his boys at halftime to get them as fired up as they were now?
Well, Coach Hanamakis just said, get better on the defensive end. It's simple, Talking to him a couple of times, he preaches defense, and he wants to get easy transition baskets, and that's exactly what happened in this second half. They took over and put their mark on this game in this tournament. And this is going to be a huge a boost for tomorrow. There is still time left, but if it goes as it should, they will be in the finals against TRC Academy Wolfpack.
And Rathan Mays trying to change that. Changing pace, working it around. Says no to the 3, works it on the inside. Good pass and the slam. Joe Jones cutting the lead down to 9 yet again.
It's another foul. They're going to play the foul game here. Bartholomew going to head to the line for 2.
And Bartholomew, not the guy you want to send to the line. He's been lights out from behind the arc, and I'm sure his free throw game is on point today as well. We'll see. 2 shots for him.
Fouls called on Justice Prentice. His 5th foul. So Keyshawn Bartholomew shooting 2.
Now Keyshawn earlier in this game, I believe, hit 4 straight threes without missing one. 2 of them from at least 5 feet behind the arc. His range is lights out. Let's see how he does at the line. Nothing but net on the first one. Extending their lead back to 10 points. 75-65 with 47 seconds left. No rim, 2 points. Rathan Mays now. Working it around. They got to hit their threes. Once again, back rim, but this one soaring into the finish. Jefferson Koulibaly with it. And a timeout called yet again. Thornlea, 40 seconds left in this one. 9-point lead. How do you claw your way back in this one if you're Orangeville?
You need a miracle. That's what's going to happen right now. You got to play the foul game, and you got to hope that Thornlea misses their free throws, which is very unlikely. They're a decently good free throw shooting team.
Now that we have a stoppage in break, stoppage in play, the brand new Spalding Precision Basketball is the official game ball of the OSBA. Ready to play out of the box? The Precision features an Eco Grip composite cover and allows Eco Fiber backing made from 100% recycled materials. Its responsive cushion and deep channel design offer superior control. Use what the stars of the OSBA use and get your precision today. Spalding, true to the game. Now 40 seconds left in this one. Let's get you set once again. Ryan Siegel, joined here with Anthony Gallo. And what a treat we've had today.
It's been quite the game, that's for sure. Thornlea well on their way to winning this game, but still a long way to go as they're going to play the foul game.
Now I do believe if any team can come back from a 9-point deficit with 40 seconds left, it is Orangeville. It's an uphill battle though. Let's see. And a soft whistle from the referee. I would have allowed them to play on a little bit more than that. Soft contact, but a couple free throws heading to Keyshawn Bartholomew. And Bartholomew, exactly the guy that Thornlea wants on the line right now. Now fadeaway jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound. And a foul call. Jefferson Koulibaly will head to the line. 30 seconds left in this game.
That's his 5th foul.
Another timeout coming here. None left for Orangeville. One left for Thornlea.
And make sure you follow us on all platforms, Ontario SBA, to get all the updates, highlights, and analysis out of the OSBA. Thus far, been a very successful tournament inside the Mattamy Athletic Center. And the excitement should not slow. Of course, the finals tomorrow at 5 o'clock. TRC up against the winner of this game. And Thornlea with a commanding 10-point lead. And another rebound Thornlea and another foul via Orangeville. This one on Tyree Samuel. Victor Radisaj heading to the line. Hit a couple shots in this game, but is only in the 10th grade. A lot better than a Keyshawn Bartholomew, who's been absolutely lights out shooting today. Can't connect on the first one. And hits the second. Once again, an 11-point lead. Tyree Samuel pulls up, and he hits it. Tyree Samuel cutting this to an 8-point game. They're going to get back into this game. That's what they have to do. They got to hit their shots. They got to hit them quick. And a few players down. The outlet pass. Could have taken it in for the layup. Instead brings it out. Keyshawn Bartholomew once again going to the line. Thornlea's going to take this one.
Looks like there's a technical foul being called on the floor, I believe, here on Koulibaly.
And Rathan Mays not happy with something that the officials have done in this one.
He was making the case on the other end that they fouled him earlier as opposed to letting the time go off here on the other end.
See, I'm going to agree with the referees there because it looked like they had a good trap. It looked like they had good defense. I didn't see a foul at that point.
They're going to call the technical foul on the Orangeville head coach, actually.
In Orangeville every year, it's championship or bust for them. So I don't believe they'll be satisfied with a 19-2 record, especially getting bounced in this fashion on this stage to a team that they should be beating.
I don't know about should be beating. I thought Thornlea had a great year. I thought Charles Hanamakos had a great case to be a coach of the year as well. Obviously, Tyrell Vernon winning the coach of the year, and obviously rightfully so, proving it in these playoffs so far, heading to the finals tomorrow. And it's been a successful year for him. But I thought Charles Hanamakos had a great year for this Thornlea Thunder, leading them to 13-6 and second in the East.
And we see a couple free throws banged down, 11-point lead. And a shot taken, this one getting nothing but air. 8.8 seconds, Thornlea is going to dribble out the clock and advance to the finals to face TRC Academy after 8. Huge comeback against the #1 ranked Orangeville Prep. We see Jamal Telford dribble out the clock and a huge celebration over there at the bench. A major celebration from behind the stands as a few of the fans rush the court.
Few, more like most of them. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Huge excitement from this team as someone hits the deck.
82-71.
Great scenes in this one. Great game. Orangeville upset by Thornlea Prep. Thornlea heading to the finals to take on the TRC Wolfpack. This one 82-81. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the finals from the Mattamy Athletic Center. Thornlea 82, Orangeville 71.